Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This is the Arse Nose Andrew speaking, and we're doing something kind of special today. I'm going to have a one-on-one interview with the great Glenn, a.k.a. Dixon, the Jamaican King. Welcome, my good friend. How the heck are you?
I'm doing good, Drew.
All right. Well, I just finished editing the last of the Mega Millions Marathon videos. It is scheduled to be posted. By the time they see this, they'll already have seen it. It's going to go up Saturday, the 13th, and I'm going to go ahead and put this one up afterwards as kind of like a little bookend to the whole Mega Marathons video package. But wow, what an insane amount of recordings! I tell you what, when you originally told me that you had a guy on the hook and it was like 10, 15, 20, 25 recordings. It was like, wow, Glenn's killing it. But at the end, there was a couple of misnumberings, but it ended up being a total of 144, which was really close to what we had, what they were numbered, but 144 recordings.
Well, when you get that many phone calls, you kind of lose track. And I try and keep, I label the files with the date.
Yep.
And then the PCH or whatever it was, and then a number.
Right.
So I knew what order it was in, but he would call me random times of the day and I'd forget what number I was on.
Oh, yeah. Now, speaking of which, I know at one point you had mentioned that you were stringing along several of these guys, several different ones. How many did you have on the hook at the same time?
I had 4 of them on the hook. And the update right now, I've got 2 more.
Oh, excellent.
Reader's Digest. And, here's another call coming. I'll ignore that one.
Okay.
And the other one is Winners International.
Winners International. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm supposed to go get a Green Dot Money Pack scratch card.
Right.
For like $500. They always want that. I keep telling them, I got the money out of the bank. I got it sitting here at home. Just bring the prize in the car by, and I'll just hand them the card.
There you go.
There you go. And no. You need to follow the rules. And what really, really ticks me off is when they say, listen. What do you think I'm doing? I'm on a telephone. What else am I going to be doing?
Now, speaking of which, we've all heard of the scratch off card, the money pack card. But Ivan, the Mega Millions scammer, had you trying to jump through so many hoops to get him his money, from Western Union to a bank transfer from the bank itself.
Oh, yeah.
The scratch cards, of course. At one point, he even wanted you to put cash into medicine bottles and send them FedEx to him. That was...
And he also wanted me to take the title to my car and go down to a loan company, which he found online that was in Colorado here.
Yep.
To go turn my title in so I could get a loan on my car, and he wanted like $5,000. My car isn't worth $5,000. So they wouldn't give me the loan.
Well, I thought it was funny. Every now and then he would call you up and he would ask you about, like, how's your day going? What'd you have for breakfast? Did you poop? But then he would throw something else out like, do you own your own home? Or have you ever had a mortgage before? Or what kind of life insurance do you have? He was just testing the waters because he was going to try to find a way to get money out of you one way or another, wasn't he?
He was fishing to get anything he could get his hands on. Anything.
Yeah, incredible.
Can you borrow from your friends, from your family, from your neighbors? Can they give you some money? But I have to keep it confidential and private. I'm not supposed to tell them anything.
That's right. Especially
for money.
When you mentioned to him you were giving a buddy of yours a ride to the airport and that he was going to give you a little bit of gas money, Ivan's like, ooh, maybe only put half of that in your gas tank, maybe find a way to get me the other half, Oh,
Absolutely.
despicable. Now, you've dealt with a lot of scammers, and specifically these Jamaican jerks. You've dealt with several of them. Would you consider Ivan to be the worst?
No.
No, really? Oh, goodness.
No. Although he was the most gullible one, because I just kept him on the hook for so long. He just would not give up.
He wanted to be your friend. Now, the thing I think a lot of people don't realize, and they may have noticed with Ivan, is they start off small, $200. All we need is $200. And then when that doesn't work, or honestly, if it did work, they would have demanded more money. They would have demanded more. At one point, he was asking $1,950.
Absolutely.
It just kept going up and up and up and up, because they're never, once you give them a penny, they're never going to stop, But I thought it was really interesting in those last few calls, the elderly other gentleman that he put on the phone with you. I don't think we ever got introduced to who he was, did we?
Probably not. It was towards the end, and it was kind of like I was getting done with this.
Yeah.
But the initial calls was from another guy, and he transferred me, I think, over to Ivan.
Right.
And what it was,
the original guy, I think, was James, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I had to send him some money in money pack cards or something like that, and I sent him the money, or the numbers of the money pack cards, and that guy stole the money.
He did.
Yeah, he took the money, so it didn't end up going to PCH. It went to this guy's pocket, and he was fired. So PCH is not going to cover it, so I have to go get more money.
Yep. Insane. I thought it was funny, the fact that James took the money and ran. That storyline for this whole scam got dropped almost as often. I mean, it got forgotten almost as often as, hey, what's your passcode?
Yeah. 7510.
There were days in which the question never happened, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot about that. What's the passcode?
And the funny thing, I don't mind giving this information out. That number, 7510, was the last 4 digits of the phone number where I grew up in Denver.
Okay.
So that was 65 years ago, 70 years ago.
An easy number for you to remember, right? Right? Okay.
I'll bet you that wherever you grew up with your parents, you remember your original phone number, don't you?
I'm trying to think. I know it was an easy number to remember because of the code. Oh, I do remember what it was.
See,
9752. 9752 was the last 4 of my number when I grew up. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, you do. You kind of do remember those things. Now ask me what my parents' phone number is right now. I have no clue. I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you what my daughter's phone number is. It's in the address book on my phone.
Anyway,
I remember when landlines with Western Electric, I think it was, which we had here.
Yeah,
you could get a landline and you could pay like $1 or something more every month to get 10 speed dial numbers, and you have to dial star and then 2-digit number. But that's been years and years ago.
My sister was telling me one day that she had coded her number star something was in place of 911, and I'm like, why not? It's 3 digits. You might as well just dial 911. But anyway, I digress. Back to Ivan. 2 of the things I noted that I think was actually really funny is in the first couple of calls, they were dealing with Betty.
Oh, yeah.
And at one point, you were talking to one of the scammers at the beginning, and they said Dixon, and you switched over to Dixon, and forever it was Dixon. But that scam started, they were looking for Betty.
Yeah, probably were.
And the funny thing is, I don't think Ivan remembered Dixon's name for the longest time, because he always referred to you as, "Hey, buddy, how's it going? Hey, buddy."
Hey, buddy.
What was the creepiest thing that Ivan said to you during those calls?
Oh, God. Did you have your breakfast? Did you just wake up? Have you had your shower yet?
So it wasn't the signing off by saying "I love you."
Oh, that was near the top of the list. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
he did
It
that a
wasn't, I
couple of
love you. It's
times.
I love your money.
He was forgetting the rest of that statement, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So let me know, what did you? I mean, I know you've dealt with a lot of these Jamaican scammers. What did you learn from the Mega Millions, other than the fact they're relentless?
Well, one of the things to waste more of their time is when they ask you something,
Mm-hmm.
they want something done, they want you to go to the bank, give them exactly what they want. Yeah, I'm going to the bank. All right. Well, what's your bank balance? Well, I don't know. I have to go to the bank and see what it is because they won't give it to me over the phone. So I have to go to the bank and then come back. Oh yeah, I've got a balance of like, $300 or something like that. But absolutely give them exactly what they want, which will drag it out.
Yeah.
You need to buy money pack scratch cards. You need to get four of them, three for $500 and another one for $250. Okay, well, I'll go to the store. Okay, I'll be back in a couple hours. Hang up the phone. A couple hours later, he'll call back, or I call him back and say, yeah, I got the cards right here. You know, you need Money Pack, or you need Western Union, or you need to go buy a cell phone. I bought a cell phone finally towards the end, which I
Yep.
think you posted,
Yep.
and then go to turn it on, and it wouldn't turn on because the battery was dead. So I had to put the battery in. You turn it on, it says low battery, and then it shuts off. No, I got to charge it up now. Okay, now it's charged up. Let's turn it on. No minutes. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I got to go buy a card to put minutes on it. I'm just stretching it out. I mean,
Oh yeah. Well,
what
that's
do
that's
you
one of
do?
the things. That's one of the things that we differ on. I tend to ask questions. Why do I need to do that? Or why do I need to do? And I ask so many questions that they just give up on me. You were willing to do every single thing he asked, no matter
Absolutely.
how ridiculous it was. And you never questioned it. You just said, okay, I'll do it. And he loved it. He loved it.
Was it my fault that something ended up getting messed up? Like, oh, I bought the cards and I just scratched them off right here while I got you on the phone. I don't know why they're not going through. Well, it must be those people at Walmart or something like that that did that. And then mail the card off to Green Dots so they can figure out what's going on. Okay, I put it in the mail. They haven't contacted me yet. And okay, I'll do that. And he's asking me to do things, and I just, okay, fine.
Okay, I'm going to do it. See, I ask too many questions. I try to figure out what the heck they're trying to get me to do and why, because it doesn't make any sense. You were like, let's do it. Now, let me ask you another question. During some of the recordings, he would ask you about something, and you would, like, for example, you gave him your debit card and it didn't work. And then you
Yeah.
said the bank was going to send you a new debit card. Well, in a later call, he asked, did you get your new debit card? And you were like, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Did you actually forget, or were you pretending to forget?
I probably forgot that I asked for a new debit card. But you know how my memory is, with the Alzheimer's and the dementia, I don't actually remember everything.
Well, the one day worth of recordings where in the morning he calls you up and he gave you a whole list of things to do. And then the next recording was you had gotten home and you had bought a brand new scratch card. And he was like, why did you do that? That's not what I told you to do. I don't know if he realized that he was dealing with, there are two options were in front of him. He's either dealing with somebody who's doing nothing but playing with him, or he's dealing with somebody who doesn't have it all together mentally. And I think he wanted the latter because he could take advantage of that.
Oh, absolutely.
Boy,
the thing is with the Jamaican scammers and the Indian scammers, they think that people in the United States are the stupidest people in the world, and they can pull the wool over their eyes so easily that they're so gullible, they'll just hand over your information.
Yep.
And the biggest target is they're looking for senior citizens. You know, when they call you for your final expenses, because it's a senior citizen.
Yep. Yep.
And I got one today. They said, well, let me transfer you to my senior here. I said, oh, you employ elderly people now? Seniors? Oh, that's great.
Well, one of the things I thought was funny, in those last few calls, he was bragging to you about how much money he had stolen that day. And at one point, he said it was like 16,000 or 1,600. And then he changed the number. It was like 25,000 or something. And the image that I got in my head was of a little kid saying, my dad beat up five men with barehanded. And then the next time he tells the story, my dad beat 10 men up barehanded. He's just making crap up.
Absolutely.
You know? Like a child. And he was despicable, and I'm glad you wasted. And part of the video, or part of the recordings, you said you added it up. It was over 48 hours.
Oh,
of
absolutely.
you wasting his time. So back to Ivan. Ivan, have you heard back from him? Because I think the last recording I have that you shared with me was from July 1st. We're now well into August. Has he tried to reach out to you again since July 1st at all? Or
no, I pretty much called him out, and I've got about 3 or 4 phone numbers that have a Jamaican area code.
Okay.
Which I can't call because they're a toll number.
Right.
So I'm going to pay money to get to them. But I still have like 3 phone numbers for him, and I call him up and say, "You are a bumbaclot." And I have the princess here, and she's put a hex on you. You have 2 weeks to live.
Well, I thought it was really funny. The older gentleman who he put on the phone with you in those last few calls, he was even more despicable, to be honest with you. Hey, I'm just doing a business. This is just a business for me, you know? So what advice would you give to any senior out there who gets a call from the Mega Millions or the PCH or any other lottery call? What's your advice?
Don't fall for it. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. And if you recognize the accent, either do what Drew does, either hang up on them or just mess with them. Because you know it's fake. And they're just trying to get money out of seniors in the United States. And they're just going to keep going.
Yeah. Millions and millions and billions of dollars a year to scammers.
Absolutely.
And they target the elderly. That is their prime, targets. And I tell people as often as I can, if you have elderly people in your life, whether they're relatives or they're your next door neighbor, talk to them. Let them know that these calls are coming, because they call everybody. And sometimes they call them over and over and over again.
And the big question they ask, are you between the ages of 40 and 80? And if you say yes, you're considered a senior.
Yeah.
Even if you're 41 years old.
You are a desired demographic for scammers. That's right. It's crazy. What's so sad is how many people actually fall for these things. How many people are they're either unable to process in their mind what's happening, or they're so desperate that they think this is a way to get money.
Oh yeah.
And they're willing to give up every penny they have in order to have this chance at these easy riches. And all they're going to do is take your money and run.
And if they're offering you $2.5 million and a new Mercedes that's bright red, all you have to do is just give us a $400 money pack scratch card for your registration fee or your claim.
It's that easy.
And the money will be right here. We'll deliver it right to your doorstep. And people are so into just, oh, I won money? Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do anything you want just to get that check. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's a really sad situation, the world we live in, where people are trying to take advantage of other people, and they do it so easily. They do it with no conscience whatsoever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I
And
wonder
they've called people so many times. They are well practiced in trying to get this money from you,
oh yeah.
but don't fall for it.
I wonder how often Ivan's gonna use that name. I'm sure he probably changes his name from time to time, but I
Oh
wonder if
yeah.
he's ever gonna use Ivan again, and wouldn't it be great if somebody heard this, saw these videos, and then got a call from Ivan?
I think probably has a spreadsheet there with my phone number on it.
Mhm.
And then Ivan Faw is the name next to it. And then Dixon Maez next to that. So when he gets a call from this number, he knows he's supposed to play being Ivan Faw, and he knows that Dixon is calling him.
Yep.
So
Yep.
go into your scheme right here so you can't mess it up. I'm sure he has other names, other phone numbers, and all that stuff, like on a little spreadsheet or a piece of paper in front of him. So when people call him expecting to get money or give him a money pack card, he knows exactly who it is and who he should be.
Yep. You know what I think is so insane is no matter how much we mess with them and waste their time, they continue to call back. I got a call from a Jamaican scammer just the other day, but I was busy in the middle of something, so I couldn't do it, and they ended up hanging up before we got into it at all. But I'm like, thank goodness they're still calling me. That's wonderful. 'Cause I
Yeah.
love wasting their time. I'm so glad they call and give us content.
Well,
So
I sent you a recording. It was either today or yesterday of a scammer that was, I mean, I started getting into his head. I said,
yeah,
what do you want to do for the rest of your life? Where do you want to be in the next 5 or 10 years? Do you want to still be doing the same job, or do you want to get something that's honest, that earns you money, so you don't end up in jail for the rest of your life? And I was talking really nice with this scammer.
right.
I mean, trying to get through to him. And he was listening. I said, when you go home tonight, you think about the job that you're doing and what harm you are doing to other people. Do you want to continue doing that, or do you want to be an upstanding person in the community and be honest? And you don't have to run from the police anymore. Be honest. Think about what you want to do and decide whether you really want to go back to this same job tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have a choice.
Sad part is in that part of the world, the choices are much more limited. You
Yeah.
know, they pull people off the street, and they hire a lot of young people to like just man these phones. You know, make
Yeah. This
100
guy was,
calls, and if you get 2, 3 people to fall for it, that's something. You know.
this kid, I think he said he was 19 years old. I said, go find a nice restaurant and ask to be a dishwasher. Go get a job at a restaurant. Wait tables. You'll earn a little bit of money. It'll be an honest living, and you won't have your conscience to deal with. Do something good with your life.
Yeah, I
And
honestly,
he actually listened to me.
yeah, I
So
think
maybe,
there's a special place in hell for scammers, people that take advantage of elderly people.
oh,
They're just
absolutely.
they're just setting it up for themselves. You know, it's right next to the people who don't pick up after their dogs and people who double park. Those are two things that drive me crazy: scammers, double parkers, and not picking up after their dogs.
Well, I keep telling him. I said, "Well, I hear your dinner out in the front yard. He's crowing. Are you going to go slaughter him, putting your dinner tonight? Are you going to have chicken or rooster?" And the very sad thing is, when you're talking to them, you can hear their children playing in the background.
Yes, you
Are they
see that
teaching
happens
their
a lot.
children to do the same thing? Shame on them.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. Glenn, I appreciate you greatly, immensely. I know I have said before, you are one of my favorite scam baiters. You have brought wasting their time to an art form. And I hope that people watch our videos, especially listening to the audios, that the recordings that you have done, and realize just how easy it is to waste their time. And it's a wonderful, beautiful thing. You don't have to give them your real information. You don't have to do funny voices, even though you're really good at that as well. You just be yourself and waste their time. And you do it masterfully.
And I will give you a tip.
Okay.
If you want to mess with these people, get your sheet of paper, get your little notepad on your phone, and make notes.
Right.
When they ask you for your Medicare number, give them a fake number. Write it down, because they're going to ask you for that number again.
Yep.
And if you give them the wrong number that wasn't the same as what it was before, they'll hang up on you.
Or if you confirm the wrong number, if they read it back to you, they might change a digit just to see if you're screwing with them.
Absolutely.
Have it written down so that you can catch it when they're trying to catch you in a lie.
I got called the other day, and it was called out. I told them my age was 65.
Right.
They wanted to know what my happy birthday was. And I said, well, my happy birthday was last month. No, when were you born? What was your birth date? And I gave them a date, and it wasn't exactly 65 years old.
Right.
They said, you're lying to us, aren't you? You're just wasting our time. And they hung up, because you got to have the right information. Have a fake Social Security, have a fake Medicare, have a fake bank account, now for the bank account, you want to have the real
routing number.
The real routing number, because that validates that it's with that bank. And Bank of America has got a routing number. And that's what I use. And I give them a fake account number. Give them all the fake information. Give them a fake address. Give them a fake birth date. I use my close to my birth date, I should say. It's not my exact birth date.
Right, right.
But right now, I am 71 years old. But if I want to be 79 years old, instead of being born in 56, I'm born in 46. So you add 10 years to your life, you take 10 years off of your birth year.
Right, right.
And it makes it easy to remember. And
it's not always easy. It's not always easy remembering date of births.
and the funny thing about my old zip code, I used to live in Aurora, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
The zip code was 80010.
Right.
That trips them up so bad. What's your zip code? 80010. And you say it so fast. 8011. No, that's wrong. 80010. 80011. 8100 80811 108811. What is it?
Just confused.
I had one call me the other day, and they wanted to know if I still had the correct address of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20500.
Yep.
And yeah, I lived there. My Uncle Joe moved out, but my other uncle moved in, and I still rent the same apartment from him.
Very
they
good.
have
Very
no
good.
idea that is the address for the White House in Washington, D.C.
Well, some of the scammers I used to give that address to caught on, so I stopped using it. But yeah, they're not that bright.
I pretty much quit using it, but when they asked me if that was the correct address, I said, yes, it is. They have no clue.
Somebody suggested to me on one of my videos to give them an address for a homeless shelter, and I looked up the homeless shelter, the biggest one we have here in town, and I've used that address for years. 611 East Adams Street is the homeless shelter downtown, and I give them that address. I've only been called out on it one time. So
I think Roger's been using the address of the local Burger King or the McDonald's now.
Hey, that works. It works. All right. Well, Glenn, I want to once again thank you so much for all the work you do for the community that we have here, that you do for me, that you do for Roger, that you do for everybody in sharing what you're doing, how you're doing it. You're giving people suggestions on how to handle these calls when they get them, because everybody gets them. You know?
Yeah. And we've got a little community together, and I don't mind sharing my ideas with other people.
Oh
So
yeah, absolutely.
I share
Go
them with
for it.
you. I share them with Roger. With Cathra, I share them with her. Julie's been on there too, and I send her emails and little snippets here and there. And it's just a nice little community that we have. And the more we can empower ourselves,
Yep.
the more we can waste their time.
Yeah. Oh, one other question. One other question. It always comes up in our live streams from time to time when we're talking about your calls. People want to know when you're going to start your own YouTube channel.
I don't know yet.
Well, we'll help you if you want it,
I'll probably either contact you or Roger and see about getting something set up. But it sounds like an awful lot of work.
Well, it can be. It can be. But I enjoy it. I enjoy creating videos, and I like that aspect of my channel is making the videos and posting them. It's not just making the calls, but making the videos to share with people.
Absolutely.
And sometimes that can be overwhelming because I'm sticking to a schedule. I do one video a day, one short a day, and live stream Saturday nights. If I don't have a video ready for the next day, I've been up at 2:00 in the morning working on making sure I had a video. And sometimes that makes for an extremely long day. But I'm dedicated to doing it. And it's not easy. It's not always easy,
You start running out of videos and stuff, give me a shout. And I got a lot of them here recorded that I haven't sent out. So
I have a bunch of recordings from you. I probably have more recordings from you than I have of me that are waiting. What's so funny? What's so funny is I had one like a few days ago. It was about a week ago or so, where it's titled Hurricane, where I was asking the guy about the hurricane coming close. That's a useless video to me now because that's long gone. It's kind of dated, but
might be worth asking them about the hurricane next time they call.
Well,
because they won't have any idea.
Yeah, they normally don't. They don't have a clue. You're in Florida. How'd you guys do through the hurricane? What are you talking about? We don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, dumb, and I love it.
The funny thing is, sorry, I'm getting over a cold and a little throat problem, but a lot of the phone calls I get are from the 303 area code, which is the main area code in Colorado.
Right.
Right below that, it says Michigan, Florida, Pennsylvania, California, Nevada.
Sure.
I mean, you look at the thing and it's going to be a scam call before you even answer it because it's a 303 area code and it's saying another state, which can't be.
They're trying to hide where they're calling from. That's the telltale sign of a scam call.
I've gotten a few in the last week where I call them back and it's actually a legitimate business here. Right. And I explained to them what's going on. And I said, I apologize for interrupting your day, but this is what's happening. Somebody's spoofing your number. I deal with them on a daily basis. And I have no ill will against you, but I'm just letting you know that this is what's happening. And they can actually go to the fcc.gov and report their number as being spoofed.
Well, who knows what the FTC is going to do about it? But it might help them when people start returning calls from scammers to their number, and they're like, "We have no idea why you're calling us." Now they know. They know they're being spoofed. Oh, there's a cat.
Yeah,
the cat has walked through. That's the sign. We're done.
The other thing is, if they give you any valid information, like a money mule's name, his address, his city, his state, his zip code, write it down, call the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, report it with them, call the FBI, report it to them, because they want to hear about these.
Right.
And I've actually looked up these addresses on Google Maps, and they're real houses.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Ivan didn't try to do that, didn't try to do some type of money mule to come to you and get the money,
Well, I think he had me want to send off money, or was it one of the other ones? They wanted me to put it in a book, and I said, well, I've got an old Reader's Digest magazine here, and I could put the money in that. And I wrapped it with Christmas paper, then I wrapped it in a box with brown paper and put the address on it and mailed it out. And thing was, I mailed out something to somebody from the post office, had a tracking number for them.
Right.
And I changed one digit in the tracking number. And if you look it up on the post office website, it says, we're still waiting for this to be in our system. Please wait.
Right.
Give it 24 hours, 48 hours. And every time they look up that tracking number with the one wrong digit, that's what they got. So they, I gave them a valid sort of tracking number.
Yeah, they wanted it to send to Jamaica, New York, care of the West Indies. I remember that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Jamaica, WI.
Jamaica, WI. That's right. All right. Well, we got to wrap up because we're going to join Roger hopefully in the next 10 minutes or so. So if anybody watching this video, well, see, I'm planning on posting this on Sunday, which means it'll be after the fact, but check out Screwing with Scammers on Friday nights at 9 or 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then join us here on Misfit Corner Scam Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, where we have a lot of fun just sitting around chit-chatting and talking about whatever comes up. So hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And once again, Glenn, thank you so much for all you do. And I appreciate that you're out there.
All right. Absolutely.
All right. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for checking out the channel. We'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Hey, everybody, and thanks a lot for checking out the video. If you like the content, click the subscribe button and hit the bell for notification. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Thumbs up, thumbs down, either way, and we'll catch you all next time.